Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you guys are all well. I know it's been a couple weeks since I did, um, since since I've done a reading or anything, right? So, yeah, I'm just gonna pull general. Happy birthday, well, I know it's still Taurus, so happy birthday, Taurus, your last day, and happy birthday, Geminis, right? I'm gonna start with Geminis, um, since it is technically already your birthday. Okay, so I'm gonna first pull the Wisdom of the Elders just because. Oh man, where's my book? I don't have the book. Ah. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, you know what? Nah, I'm not. Well, yeah, I'll pull one and then. Wow, okay. Gratitude. So I mean, this is cool. I don't necessarily have to right, just gratitude, right? So let's remember to have that gratitude. Maybe 14 means something. Grandfather, son, sacred fire, right? Gratitude. Never forget that gratitude, right? Maybe at the end I'll read that one, right? The book. So, okay, let's start off with Gemini's. What you need to know right now, what's going on. Man, I feel like I haven't done this in forever, and it's only been like 2 weeks. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what comes through. For Gemini's, right now I started hearing two songs, right? One was very nice. So maybe some of you Geminis are feeling that right now. I heard that song like "You Are So Beautiful" to me, and then I heard a DMX song, which I won't even say because the lyrics are kind of explicit, but it's a cool DMX song, right? So I was like, all right, that's pretty crazy. Wow, and look at what happens, right? As I said that the "You Are So Beautiful" to me, and then DMX, right? And look at what comes out for Gemini: opposition. Let me put this guy again. Make sure I'm showing it right. Okay. Opposition balance, right? So that's perfect, right? For Gemini, the two sides, right? Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, calls out, right? You balance yourself out. Isn't that interesting? Hey, internal attentions. Good to see you too. Good morning. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And I put a link. I released a new song. So for and especially right, especially you Geminis, go check out my new song, right? A fellow Gemini. Like it, comment, share, hype it up, all that good stuff. Yeah. Okay, so what else for Gemini? We got that balance. This deck, I realize I don't think everybody likes this deck, but it's very blunt. So I'll pull one from here. I'll try to keep it at one because I notice if I've pulled some of these for ah yeah, see, if I post some of these for people, it's like it's so blunt that some people are, I don't think that message is for me. And it might not be, but it might be, right? And people just don't like to hear like it in a more blunt way, right? But so this came out. So Gemini at this time, just listen, right? If you feel something, just listen, right? Your guide said no, you heard maybe. So if you ask this question and you get signs, and I've gotten that right, I've shared stories, I won't go into it right now where I still, and then to the last minute, yeah, I listened, right? But I've done that, right? Are you sure? Like stuff like that. So if you hear a no, if you ask the spirit world, oh, show me a sign, and boom, you get the sign, and you're like, okay, show me another one, that kind of stuff, right? So Your guide said no, you heard maybe. So just listen, right? If you ask a question, you get the confirmations, you get the things. Just listen, right? Don't play with that. Okay, what else? Hmm. Your guide said no, you heard maybe. That's funny. I like that one. I know it came out with someone else. Okay, and then let's go into what else? I don't know. We should do week or well, what you need to know right now then. Wow. Okay. Oh wow. See? Okay, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Mm. Wow. Yep. So it's really interesting because I felt that right for Gemini's it might be like a past energy, right? So this came out, right? Someone might be asking you for help right now, but I'm actually, yeah, for you to be this feels like they want you to kind of step into this energy, or it might be that someone that in the past gave no plucks about you, right? Was very careless, very disrespectful, didn't, care about your feelings, nothing like that. Right now, all of a sudden, they need your help. Why? Because they see you in a Ten of Pentacles, King of Cups energy. Whether they want your energy, right? Your nurturing nature, they see you as someone emotionally intelligent, right? They or that financially, right? Ten of Pentacles. You're the Ten of Pentacles. You're the King of Cups. They need something from you now, but in the past, yeah, this was their energy. But you know, it's almost like the way I'm seeing it in my head is like you can see the sword clearly, but to them, it's almost like trying to be cute, like if you can't see or remember what they've done, right? And yeah, sure enough, the Seven of Swords came out. So there's those swords, right? Like someone that you know whoa, I got chill. Yeah, their intentions are just what they are, right? Like they are who they are, and maybe they yeah. So that right, if they're asking for help, like your spirit guides are basically saying no, leave them to their own devices. Almost like a you made your bed, lay in it kind of thing, right? With all those swords, you made your bed of swords. Now, good luck laying on that, right? Right. And maybe it's meant to teach you a lesson, right? Ooh, I felt this like tension on like the masculine side, right? So whether it doesn't matter if it's woman or male, but it could be someone that has that like not a balanced masculine energy, right? Something like so. If it's a woman, it could be a woman that's like more into um right like on the masculine, like just unbalanced, right? In general, right? Something like that. There's something to do with that, right? Because but anyways, yeah, maybe this is part of like it's meant to teach you something, right? Maybe boundaries. I heard. So yeah, right. Someone that it's like your opposite, basically, right? If you're in a very nurturing energy, right? If you're in a very honest energy, then they're in a very well, like their actions, right? They're really deceitful. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something they've learned. Their nature and their lesson is to see that if they choose to see it, right? To see themselves, to realize like, and you seeing through their games, maybe they'll have a choice, right? They could either be like, "Hey, Billy Bob, good morning. Hope all is well." Um, yeah. So, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, that's cool. I'm glad it popped up on or it's popping up on people's feed. That's pretty cool. So yeah, yeah, this time just they could choose to, for this person or people you're dealing with, they could choose to see, or for them they could be like, wow, now I could let me learn new ways to be deceitful, or they could choose to see like, oh man, like what am I doing, right? Like, so there's some kind of mirroring thing there, right? For you it could be boundaries, it looks like, is what the spirit world's telling you, or yeah, right, it makes sense. Okay, so let me get some numbers. Oh shoot, I hit that with my fingers. Wow, okay, very 3-3, right? 33. Wow, look at that. So maybe you're meant to definitely teach this person something, right? Like maybe you're, the what is it? Is it life path 33? I don't know if 33, but that's a very significant number, right? I don't know if there is, or there's like master numbers 11 and 22, right? I know 33 is a master number too, but I don't know if people could have that in their life path. I think you could, right? So maybe at this point you are in the role of a teacher, right? 33. Maybe you're June 3rd, June 6th, right? Maybe you're 33. Maybe someone you're dealing with, something like that, right? So take it how it resonates. I think that's it, right? It's okay. Let's move on to Cancer. Yeah, okay. If I could keep that pace, then it'll be good. So once again, happy birthday to all the Geminis. So Cancer. Okay. All the cards. Make sure I have all of them. Yeah. So what do we need to know for Cancer right now? Whoa. Ascendant. Wow. So maybe looking up your ascendant sign, or maybe your rising is Cancer rising, right? How it look? But yeah, maybe you're maybe you've been working on your summer bod or something, your summer body, getting ready to get out there, worldview, mission statement, or maybe just being more of yourself, right? Like not hiding who you are, mission statement, right? Maybe you're very confident in what you're here to do, whether during this season or just your life purpose in general, right? Like your soul mission, expression, effect, role. There it is. See, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image. There it is, right? The body image, your summer bod, or just in general, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impressions, right? Maybe you realize how important. Maybe you're going out for a job interview, right? And you're like, okay, I got to look my best. Um, oh, that's funny. I didn't even see. Yeah, maybe you've gained that wisdom. I just since it came out with it, I didn't even see, but maybe if some of you are going through your Saturn return or just coming out of it. Maybe it's been a tough time, but now it gave you some kind of clarity. I kind of feel like a slight headache, so maybe you're coming out of that, right? You were going through some lessons there. Yeah. Okay. For Cancer, what else? Oh wow, look at that. I like this. Wow. I don't know. It just looked peaceful, but let's see. Maybe there's more to it. Manifest. Uh avoiding work. What? So maybe, hopefully, you're not. Maybe that's the lesson. Stop saying you're manifesting when you're really just daydreaming and avoiding action. Wow. So if this is you, maybe it's time, right, to to get moving, right? And I feel that way, right? I feel like, yeah, absolutely. Like I feel like you can manifest things, absolutely, but it is taking action. It's not just about, oh, let me just, whoever teaches that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe, like, hey, if in their way, if it really does work for them, then good for them. But I wouldn't teach that for me personally, right? So, that's just. But even that, just because it's boring, right? Like, I don't know. For me, and maybe that's just me, right? Wanting to do stuff, right? I like living life, right? Like actually doing stuff, and then after, when you go through that hard work, sometimes, see, that's the thing is, now that I get the whole thing about, oh, work smarter, not harder, which is true. But for some of us, that is part of a journey because, yeah, it builds character, right? Working hard can build character, you build strength. Like the story of the guy pushing the rock that God tells him push the rock, and then he's pushing and pushing, and after he's like, this rock hasn't moved. And then there's the story of like, well, look at you. You got all these muscles now from pushing this big old rock every day. You're strong, this and that. So it depends on whose journey, right? The journey is different for everybody. So don't, if someone just says, oh, work smarter, not harder, you're not meant to lift a finger. And then you're this, you never got stronger. You never built character. You never knew that when you're in the thick of it, you can overcome that, right? And I know that's a whole rant, but I don't know. Maybe someone was meant to hear it. So don't blame me. Like someone must have needed to hear that if they're pushing that message through, right? Hopefully that made sense. But let's see what else for Cancer. It's not falling out of the sky. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, sometimes it might, right? Like it might sometime. Uh, you know what's funny? I was talking to somebody and right when we agreed on something, boom, like we came up with something, right, that we agreed to do. Bam, a bird poop fell right in between us, right? Like out of the sky, and we both laughed because we took it as a good sign. Because it is, right? Like I remember the first time a bird pooped on my head, and I was like, what? And then someone was like, no, 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 that's good luck. That's good luck. And then all these great things started happening. So sometimes things do fall out of the sky, like bird poop, but sometimes I don't know. I feel like you have to get out there. Well, anyways, whoever is resonating with this, that's the message right now, right? It's okay there. Let me try not to go into all these stories. Maybe Cancer. Maybe you're a Cancer Gemini cusper. Maybe there's some Cancers that are feeling very talkative right now or tapping into that energy. Yeah, so maybe it's about learning something right now, taking action. This always makes me feel that, right? Like someone's teaching and look at people are listening. So either you're the one teaching and that's the action, or you're out there looking to learn something, right? In a new career field, maybe, right? Collaborations. I like that it says quality, calidad, estudiar, study with quality, right? Because it's like just learning something and then you just hop into it. You don't really, oh, whoa, there's judgment. I didn't even see this had flipped over and maybe it's part of a judgment, right? Um, yeah, maybe there, because that, right? Your mission statement, there's something you're meant to do. Maybe you were being held back by something and now the judgment has like right like someone had to get purged out of your life, someone was taken out of your life because that was the judgment. That's what's coming to my mind right now for some of you, right? So think about it in that way, right? If there's something, sometimes we're like, oh, what the world, oh shoot, I flipped the whole deck upside down. Okay, just make sure it's right because I don't want things coming out in reverse if they're not supposed to. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, geez, there's still more. Okay, looks like it's right. If anything else comes out in reverse, and I guess it was meant to. All right. I don't know. Maybe you've been feeling all over the place, Cancer. I don't know, cause Hangman. But it feels like you're getting that light bulb moment. Yeah, cause I'm like, why am I all of a sudden? I was very like boom, 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 organized, this and that. Then all of a sudden, I'm kind of like going. So maybe right, something has happened that had you up in your head, feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you're hanging upside down. But in that, maybe you've already had that light bulb moment. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's what, yeah. While you were in hermit mode or hangman mode or just hanging upside down, it's like you got that light bulb moment. So, hey, Brittany, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, and look, it feels like maybe sharing that wisdom is going to be very abundant for you, right? The 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, right? So, Wow. And it's like sharing with confidence, right? Using your charisma, using what you know. I like what this because olfato, I believe, is like someone that can smell good business, right? Something like that. That would be the translation. Buen olfato para los negocios, like a great smell for good business, right? Or stuff like that, or for business. So, oh wow, I don't know why I put it back in the deck. That's crazy. All right. Okay, one more for Cancer then. What else? What else? Yeah, okay. So maybe yeah, a new business idea is gonna come out and take a leap of faith, right? See that all that yellow is like very solar, a lot of solar plexus energy. I feel like from all the things, right, you've learned from being in hangman mode, from whatever thing had to happen that had a judgment, right? Oh shoot, I forgot all the little naked people. But yeah, don't just sit around saying, because I think for you they want you to take action, right? And there it is. Whether you create that new opportunity, right? Right now maybe you're sitting still, right? Barely coming out of the hangman mode, but it's time to take that leap of faith. So yeah, Cancer. Hopefully that resonates. Wow, eight, right? So maybe that's the wheels of fate turning, right? With the eight. Something's been like maybe you're on the upside of that loop, right? Like things have or a karmic thing has been completed, right? There's been something that with the judgment. That's what I'm getting. So, okay. So maybe you're July 8th, July 6th, July 2nd, right? Maybe you're 62, maybe you're 26, maybe there's someone you know with that, right? With those numbers. So yeah, okay. Let's see what else. Okay, so Gemini, Cancer, Leo, right? Leo, Leo. So let's see, Leo. Infinite possibilities. I like that. Yeah. Oh, your phone messed up? Hey, Foster Town, how's it going? All right, so we're on Leo now. Let me see. Whoa, okay. The Numinous. Ah, that's the name of the deck. The Numinous. Mystery. So right now, that's funny, Leo. Leo, I was looking, I don't know what even drew me to that. I was looking up that pyramid in is it Memphis, Tennessee, or it popped up somewhere, and I was like, oh, there's a pyramid in Tennessee, and then I looked it up, like why did they create that or what it was, and so that's funny that came out. Maybe some of you are from Tennessee, Leos. I don't know. The Numinous Mystery. What does it say? Hmm. The unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic. Maybe some of you are gonna go to the DMV. That's what that reminded me of when they're like, read the top line, read the second line, read the third line. That's funny. The unknown. Maybe some of you work at the DMV. Okay, there. The unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities. The cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, the unnameable, shadow work, inner knowing, tingling, ghosts, other worlds, space, enigmas, the occult, intuition. Wow. So Leos, maybe right now you're really tapping in, and that kind of felt refreshing in the heart. So maybe you haven't been being yourself, and like right now you're tapping in more, right? Why did I say not being yourself? Maybe, yeah, maybe you're already tapped in and you haven't been expressing your truth kind of thing. So you're really leaning into your psychic gifts or stuff like that for some of you. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Leos. Let me see. Oh, leveling up. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good time to be a Leo, huh? The numinous mystery, and then bam, see, psychic gifts. Maybe they're leveling up. Congratulations, you've leveled up. That's pretty cool. That almost feels like the sun card, right? Like everything's all good time to be a Leo then. Or check out where you have Leo in your chart. Maybe that part of you, there's something there that's leveling up, right? What else for Leo? Damn, it's like nothing wants to come out. They're like, there, what else? Leo, leveling up. Oh, you're a Leo cusp. All right. Yeah, Leo rising. Yeah, that's right. Ah, interesting. Maybe there's a slight stuckness. But this is funny that this came out with this because that's what. Oh, I got chills all the way down my back. So I think that's kind of what the message is like there is this, right? Maybe there's a slight hesitation, right? Because like I said, the psychic gifts, and that's what I was saying. Maybe you're becoming more comfortable with who you are. Um, there's a little bit of that poopy pants energy, right? Like I don't want to, or you're still doubting or going back and forth. But this, so that's one message. Another message is I got this, right? The Queen of Cups, which the energy I'm getting is people getting left behind. Maybe your compassionate side, you're like in your head, like, oh man, like there's a part of you that kind of like Gemini, right? Like there's a part of you that wants to help people, but there's a part that has to just keep it trucking, right? Like there's really if people didn't come along and that's been since last year, that's been the theme about people not doing the work and not wanting to level up. So if you level up, obviously people get left behind, right? And that's the weird thing that I'm getting from this energy. That's the first thing that popped in my head as these two cards came out together. Like you being compassionate and wanting to help others. So that's kind of that poopy pants energy, right? Um, but then there's some of you that, yeah, it's kind of like you're still reluctant to be you, but hey, I would say don't waste that, right? Because then they can be taken away, right? Like in very universe source fashion, right? Like, oh, okay, you're not gonna do nothing with this leveling up. Let's see who else wants it, right? Or something. That kind of energy, right? Oh, wow. Yeah, I see someone asking you for help, probably. Just like, so look at that. Exactly. The first message that came out, and it kind of made my stomach turn. Like, I feel like you're going to want to help people, but at this moment, right? Yeah, because you're seen as, wow. So it might be financial things, right? The King of Pentacles, people are going to, maybe they're going to look at you like, oh, you're stable, this and that. Help me, right? Help me, right? Like that. And you're like, ah, man. But see, even their back is turned, right? The King of Pentacles' back is turned. Because that's what the universe is asking. That's not what I'm asking of you, right? Because I feel like you're compassionate, right? See, you're even looking like, see, this card will be looking towards the person, right? And the poopy pants, right? Like, the universe is like, no, there's these new things we need you to do. And you're like, ah. Oh, and they're both cups. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, I don't know. This is the universe kind of yeah, they want you looking towards new things, right? Like the world in the palm of your hands, but kind of like doing what you need to do, right? With whether the gifts you have, abilities, right? You're knowing, and it's that fire energy, right? Aries fire energy. So it's like I feel it. See, my guts lighting up. I feel like they want you to start taking action, right, in that direction, even though right now you're still standing still, right? And that kind of goes with that. This is obviously an energy that's already a little more decided than the poopy pants, right? But think yeah. So let me see. Should I pull one more? Yeah, it's a clear kind of message right there. Hmm. I think I still had some. Okay. So if some of you, because it did want to come out in reverse. But yeah, that's I'm just like, since earlier I had that. But the message I got is clear. Just hey, be the empress, not the empress in reverse, right? Be the empress. Be receptive right now. The universe is very willing and open to let abundance fall on you, right? Obviously, the King of Pentacles, right? Very stable energy, you know. I mean, financially, whether it's just it doesn't mean you have to have everything in the world and this and that, but you're well taken care of by the universe or whatever, right? You really don't need it this time, but also be receptive to more, right? If you are in a little kind of poopy pants Empress in reverse energy, be very open to whatever comes, right? But that means cutting off things from the past, right? Let it stay where it's meant to stay, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't think I need to say more of that. Yeah, that kind of gave me a headache too. So, things from the past that gave you headaches and all that stuff, just let it be, right? You don't need to deal with that. 11. So you could be August 11th, August 6th, August 5th. You could be 56, 65. That could be significant to you. Yeah. So you might know somebody, maybe someone from the past is gonna have those numbers in their thing. Maybe dealing with people that acting like they're 11, right? But they're grown. That's what I heard in my head, so I don't know. That's funny. Okay. So Leo Virgo. Okay. No, Virgo's readings had been a little interesting. Oh, I was gonna jump ahead. Cool, cool. Oh, really? Wow. Some true crime people. That's crazy, Brittany. Some Okay. So for Virgo, wow. Fifth house, passion. So maybe right now some passion is sparking up. Five is the number of change. So performance, entertainment, creativity, costume, play, love affairs. Uh-oh, Virgo. I know that had came out in the past for Virgo. There was something with that kind of stuff, right? I guess the word affairs jumps out. Love affairs, joy, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, disco ball. So passions. Wow, let's dig a little deeper. I like that watermelon, right? Summertime, enjoying some fresh cut watermelon, even though that one looks a little less, right? Like looks a little dry. Okay, so what else? Passion. All right. I like that carnival, right? Maybe there's a carnival where you're living. Nah, I'm not gonna take that one because it kind of I was shuffling and it just fell out. But let me see. Okay. Whoa. It was kind of similar though. That's funny. I don't know. I feel like you don't need to be. It says your higher self is drinking tea and watching you spiral. Maybe you're just up in your head, right? I like how the little lists are there because Virgos, right? They want to make sure everything's perfect before they take action with the little list. But it's funny that this little thing jumped out at me, right? The carnival ride going around in circles. So it's funny that this says spiral, right? So maybe you are just going around in circles in your head. Maybe this is a little dramatic, right? Maybe you're not that bad. Maybe some of you are right now at this moment, right? Spiraling. But yeah, take it how it resonates. There's something right now. Maybe you're going up in your circles in your head, right, round and round, and it doesn't have to be that crazy. Whoa, this one flew out. Wow, maybe there is a judgment for some of you, right? So always be careful with right things you do if it's something that has to do. So take it out resonates. Maybe something's judging in your favor and you're over worried about nothing because it's gonna go good. Or if there is something that's balancing out, just take the hits, right? So I feel like there's two messages in that. Take the hits if it is that. Or things are not that bad and it's actually gonna go in your favor and you're worried for nothing. The chariot. I like this. I don't know why I got kind of like the judge in this sense, right? It's interesting that I don't think I've ever heard that with the chariot, right? But remember that this card is about having the power and strength of free will, right? And look at that. I don't know, the 6-9 feels very balanced, right? But look at this triumph, victory. So maybe, yeah, maybe the majority of you is a judgment in your favor, right? So there's nothing to worry about. Stop spiraling. And if some of you there is a karmic balance that's happening, just look at it. It's almost like getting right, like getting it, ripping the band-aid off, right? So hey, just take your licks and let that like karma balance out, for lack of a better word, and then there you'll be on your path, right? Let it balance out, right? This looks very balanced, right? The Sphinx, right? I think it's the Emperor, very right in the middle of the Chariot. You know, the 6-9. Everything feels very balanced, right? So that's probably why I got that Judge kind of card, right? Like the Justice holding the scales, something like that. So, ah, and yeah, the cards right here too. See the Justice holding the scales. That's so funny that I had just said that. So, yeah. And there was the Hierophant in reverse too, which is weird because maybe see there's something that had for some of you, I feel like there was something that had to balance out, right? I don't think you're taking action just yet because the Page of Wands came out in reverse. So, yeah, I think it's that. A lot of you maybe you're up in your head about something, you're not taking action, and the thing is to take action. I don't feel like there is a reason to be spiraling because I feel like the universe actually sees you in this way, like the star, right? So there is something. See, this is a very positive card, obviously, right? I heard potential, so you have the potential to do something amazing, but right now there's either some things are balancing themselves out, and I got chills all the way down. So right now, maybe you're not as optimistic, right? You haven't quite put on your yellow boots yet, or you have them on, you're just not strutting them, right? You're not walking around in your yellow boots quite yet. So, yeah, I think, yeah, because it's kind of this reading is giving me more of a headache now, like a balanced headache, but a headache nonetheless. I feel like, yeah, you're definitely spiraling for maybe making things bigger than they have to be in your head. Yeah, look at so yeah, you got something new coming in, new beginnings that will make you feel very emotionally abundant. So whether it's career wise that oh I got chills. Yeah, so maybe it's career wise, something like that. I don't feel like, and maybe that it was just a judgment that things had to get balanced out or a judgment in your favor. But regardless, it's in your favor, right? Because it's doing you a favor if it's something karmic that needs to see. And I like how these and this goes for anybody, not just Virgos, but you know how these people are naked that are coming out of the casket, and even the stars naked, right? So it shows both aspects of how the universe sees everything. Like who are you trying to hide from, right? They see you to your bare everything, right? Your bare necessities, right? Like I don't know why that song popped in my head, that bare necessity song. But it's like they see everything, right? They see you in your brightest, right? They see your amazingness when no one else can, and then they see also the truth, right? When you do need to be judged, right? They see when there's nothing you can hide. And my heart just felt so refreshed. Maybe some of you need to hear that because it'll help you gain perspective of like don't be sneaky, don't be thinking nobody sees your actions and this and that. Like someone sees, and either you'll be judged favorably, right? You're gonna be judged favorably to, okay, hey, this person's a star, right? They have a pure heart, they have pure intentions, right? They're meant to do this. Let's, you know, sound that trumpet in their favor. Or hey, this person has some karma to pay off. Let's make sure we give them that opportunity to pay off that karma and balance that out, right? So great things ahead. Just take your licks if you need them. If not, then stop spiraling in your head because everything's actually gonna work out if you allow it to. Okay. Man, I got chill. I've been getting chills through your reading like crazy. So, eight. There's that eight again, right? Who got the eight? Was it Leo? Yeah. So maybe you're a cusper with Leo. 26, 62 might be significant. Maybe your September 8th, September 6th, September 2nd. Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe you're dealing with someone with those numbers in there. Okay, Virgo, that's it. Let me see who's next. Virgo, then Libra. Libra, right? The watermelon with the yellow spot. Oh, is that the best ones? Bunch. Really? The yellow watermelons are watermelons with a with a yellow spot and a bunch of brown lines. Learn that from a Virgo. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I love that. Ah, don't be outlandish. Stick with the bare necessities. I gotta listen to that song. And oh no, I didn't start with Aries, Brittany. I started with Gemini because it's Gemini's birthday starting tomorrow. So I was like, let me just, you know, Gemini's, right? So it was like Taurus had one more day, but it was like, I don't know. Yeah, so from Gemini to Virgo. Okay, Libra. Wow, Libra maybe bossing up right now. Capricorn, the boss. Wow, maybe Libra's in a more serious. That's funny. Cause the other day I was working with someone and they're a Libra, right? And it felt that kind of energy, right? Maybe like more just kind of handling business kind of thing, maybe, right? Like a serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, disciplined, right? So maybe Libra right now is on that. Because Libras could be very playful too, right? Like Gemini is very airy at some times. But yeah, maybe the energy right now is, yeah, just being a little more grounded, right? Perception came out, so maybe there's something with that. The way you're seeing things, Libra, maybe your perception has changed. Something like that, right? I got a slight pain in my left ear when I was reading the perception. So I don't know. I'll look that up. Or look that up. Look it up like I know that's the feminine side. Maybe something, right? Maybe you were overlooking things from the feminine perspective and not paying attention to the masculine perspective or the other way around, right? Maybe now it's time to like, oh, let me look at the feminine perspective, right? Balancing things out, which is what you do, right? You're Libra, right? The scale. So maybe there was something you weren't seeing and that helped you kind of boss up, right? Seeing others' perspectives, understanding where you fall short and what you need to work on, kind of thing, right? Okay. So let me see for Libra. Whoa. My trauma, my healing. Shadow work journal. Not every shadow work session needs a public announcement. So you've been probably doing all that. Yeah, see, again, the seriousness, right? Right? See, it looks like both of them are looking down more just like maybe everything was internal. You didn't really need an audience for this, right? Whatever you went through. But you bossed up like on your own terms, right? Like no one needed to be you didn't have to be telling everybody every step of the way. You kind of just handled it, but maybe people are even looking at you right now, Libra, like you're different. Like, hey, you seem different, but just because they didn't see that all this work was going on doesn't mean it wasn't happening, right? You just, especially nowadays where everything's so public, everything's put on social media, you know. Yeah, maybe right now you were being more private with things. Foster Town, just there was a rock inside the no more Virgo. Ah, a rock inside the door. That's funny. Wow, that's amazing. Incorporate the energy. Wow. Wow, Libra. So there was definitely a death and rebirth. See, no one saw this whole transformation you were going through. It was more private, but you did the work, feels like, right? Or whoever I'm tapping into, my gut lit up. So I feel like whatever Libras are resonating with this, interesting. Maybe you were fat right now. I didn't realize my stomach just growled like crazy. I don't even feel hungry, but I guess my maybe you did some fasting, some real like purging, clearing. But there was a full on death and rebirth with you, right? Whoa, I think that's it. Wow, this came out in reverse. So yeah, maybe you were, this is kind of like almost like the poopy pants in a way, but I don't know. It feels a little more grim, like still not. Yeah, but now it's in reverse. So I think you found it. I like wow. 'Cause I don't know if I've really gotten this in reverse, but it says new happiness. So maybe yeah. Oh wow. Maybe for some of you, that's crazy. I've never read this. It even says return of an old love or an old friend. So maybe old friends, maybe that's pretty interesting. So you're out of that Five of Cups energy, right? Moving forward. Wow, and I almost felt like a slight, like before, right? Like there was a slight headache thing, and then it didn't even come in, right? Like, yeah, no more headaches, no more like you figured it out. Whatever it was, you figured it out, Libra. So tell everybody else. Wow, look it. You were literally 10 of swords, 8 of swords energy. That's crazy. That is crazy. So you were probably way too up in your head and but it was great because it forced you to, you went into that, right? Maybe you were getting advice from other people and you were finally like, you know what, my trauma, my healing, I'm gonna do this my way. And what better way to do it, right? Than connecting directly with source and figuring it out. Wow. And if some of you haven't gone through that, well, hey, take heed from here and wow, 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 the sun. Wow. So right now, I mean, it's kind of similar. Leo had all this good stuff too, huh? So it's a good time to be a Libra. You figured it out, right? I mean, it sounds like it was some heavy stuff, right? 10 of swords, 8 of swords. You were probably in the Five of Cups before, and now it's the Five of Cups in reverse. So it looks like everything's just moving forward for you, Libra. I don't think I need to say anything else. Riding naked on a white horse, get it. What else? I did it my way up. 11 watching, 6 likes. Oh yeah, tap the like button. Tap the like button, yeah. Please, if you would be so kind, right? It's balanced energy. Look at that. Speaking of balance, wow. Libra 4-4. Very balanced, right? And that adds up to the 8. So we're getting a lot of eights today. That's interesting. A lot of energy, right? With the wow. And I like what Billy Bob said about infinite possibilities, right? Maybe that right now for you, those of you getting the 8, it's like, hey, what do you want to create? Infinite possibilities, that kind of thing. So 4-4, maybe you're October. That's so funny. October 4th, October 8th, right? Maybe you're 44. Maybe you know someone that's that age or something like that, but very balanced, right? I like it. I mean, I love it really. Wow, and as I put the dice down, even the 30, they landed on the 33. I mean, it's already like, just the other side, but that's so funny, right? Maybe you're going to be teaching others from all your experiences, right? if you choose. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so what else? What else? Yeah, okay, so who's next after Libra? It's Scorpio, right? I know Scorpio was having all, they were going through transformations before too, right? So they were having all this kind of transformative energies and stuff. Wow, and look at the first thing that comes out, the eight. There's that magical eight again. Intimacy. So Scorpio, that person naked kind of out of, oh, they are kind of, wow, they're just showing the thigh or something, right? But they look very sensual in this space, right? Ah, maybe that kind of always reminds me of the evil eye amulet, right? Like I got chills. Like you're in your power right now. Wow, those look like little spirit animals. That looks like a maybe you're seeing animals in the clouds right now. It looks like a little cat or something, like a little tiger, jaguar kind of cub or something. Eighth house intimacy, right? Investments, intensity, contract, sex. Maybe right now you're feeling it, right? Erotic, capital, secrets, mysteries. That's fitting for it, right? Scorpio is the sign that rules the genitalia or whatever that go about. I don't know, sacral, that part, whatever. Kundalini energy, stalking, the underworld, obsessions, inheritance. So always watch out for the obviously, right? This one says the positive and not so positives, right? So be careful with being obsessive unless it's obsessive for a goal or something that you want, right? In a positive way, right? No like crazy stalking stuff like it says there. Or maybe you're the one being stalked, right? Maybe your energy is so potent and expressive right now or something that you just be careful with that, right? Were you asking for a sign previously? I feel like they wanted you to do the work, right? Something wanted you, or it was part of that eight, right? Something completing that needed to happen because you were in that energy before, right? Like kind of like what Libra went through. And then it was like the powerhouse. All these things were coming out before, right? For you, I believe. Maybe, if you want to see the last reading I did for Scorpio, the all signs, right? But it's funny because it's like someone asking for a sign, right? And it says that's not a sign, that's just a pigeon. So maybe you were just waiting for signs for a while and right, everything trying to see, oh, is the universe talking to me? Or please just show me a sign. But I feel like they knew, right? Like, and this is funny. I haven't seen this one. Be right back. Even the moon takes breaks. Sit down. Oh, maybe they wanted you to sit down and really go within, right? Even so, maybe they wanted you to sit down. I don't feel like this is right now, like the energy right now. I feel like this already passed where they wanted you to really sit down. So maybe they made things to where you were asking for signs, but the sign all along was to just sit down, right? And if it hasn't happened, then well, here's your sign. So you've been asking for your sign. Here it is, right? So maybe you felt blank for a while, like, oh, the universe isn't communicating with me, this and that. Nobody loves me, kind of thing from the universe. But they just wanted you to sit down and kind of go within, right? Trust your intuition, look within, right? Maybe it was something connected to the sacral. Maybe you were having something you needed to work on, past trauma, something, right? And wow, look at that. So whatever energy you were in the past, it feels like you're coming out of that, right? With the eight, it was completed. I felt kind of like, yeah, it was like a pain in the neck, even like whatever, but it's gone now. Yeah, success lies ahead. Right now, you're probably in a more cerebral kind of energy, right? And that's a bold statement, right? With the crown. So whatever ideas you're coming up with, right? Very divinely guided, new plans, new ideas, clarity, mental clarity, intellectual capacity. So right? And it doesn't feel like you're hiding stuff, right? Scorpios are very secretive usually, or the ones I've come across with. Until you really kind of get to know them, they'll let you in to a point, right? Um, you know, and I think by their own words, right? It'll be like you think they're very, and then all of a sudden they'll hit you with the like like something that'll make you realize that you're still holding back, right? A lot, probably, right? So this is someone that's a Scorpio that's very like, nope, this is what it is. This is yeah, this is who I am. This is what I'm thinking. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so I feel like this is past energy, right? So maybe in the past, because I asked and I feel like I'm being told this was past, but if some of you are in this energy, then hey, that poopy pants energy again. But I feel like this was you in the past, right? With that asking for signs, and then yeah, you were already. So yeah, some of you were probably already getting. That's funny, right? Because they told you. So maybe some of you, right? Like they told you to sit down. So you're like, fine, I sat down, and then they're like, okay, it's time to move, and you're like, no, you told me to sit down. So that's funny. That's comedy, right? So some of you have been in this sitting down thing, and now they're like, hey, here we go. It's time, right? The ideas are flowing, everything this, and you're like, no, you told me to sit down. So if some of you are, kind of in that pouty energy, well, now I think the universe is asking you to start creating. It's time, right? The magician. Yeah, the magician and temperance there. Thank you for your patience. Now it's time, right? I could go deep into that, but I'll just keep it moving because it'll take forever. I like it though. It flipped out and jumped back in, but let me just show you, right? So maybe it was something you had to move to calmer waters, right? You had to move, right? Something that's why. What sign did you need, right? If they were showing you like, hey, it's time to, right? Whether leaving a job or relationship, something, right? But it was in a hopeful way. You had to leave because it was something hopeful. It was meant to be that, right? That's why they didn't need to really give you a sign. It's like imagine being in an abusive relationship and then it's like how many black eyes do you need, right? How many times like what? Like what sign do you really need with things, right? Or being at a job where you have an abusive manager or something and you're like, right, something. Maybe you don't want to report or maybe you don't this, maybe you don't that. So how many times do you need to be in that abusive place before you finally decide to make a move? You know what I mean? So, oh wow, 10 of cups. Wow, they made me work for that. See? So maybe the same. They're making you work for that 10 of cups, but it's right there. Or maybe you felt like it was too much work, right? You're like, man, it was a pain in the neck, right? To work on this, but it's there. They made you work for it, but see, like I was saying earlier, maybe I forgot what sign I said it in, but maybe that's part of your birth chart, right? Whatever sign that then it builds character, right? When you have to work for something, right? For some of us, it's meant to be like that. Not just work smarter, not harder. Sometimes that working harder will build character and you appreciate it more. And so that's the lesson, right? And which you probably chose before you even came here, right? Because you wanted to value things more or something like that. Okay, there. See, maybe that all the whatever you went through now, it's like you could breathe. You got your 10 of cups. Okay, let me move on there. Bench for the whole game. You had to catch your break. Yeah, absolutely. I saw the sign. Yeah, the ace of base, and it opened my eyes. I saw the sign. 10. Yeah, something's complete. 10. 10. 10 of cups. Right. So if you haven't, maybe it's right around the corner. Or you're already experiencing it. Right. No more poopy pants. So 10, maybe you're 46, maybe you're 64, right? Maybe you like 6'4" Impalas, right? Go listen to some easy something, right? Maybe you're November 4th, November 6th, November 10th, right? Maybe there's something with those numbers. But I like that it's a 10, right? The complete, like the 10 of cups. I kind of got light. It's like I want to get lightheaded, but I didn't. Wow. It was like I was going to, and then it didn't. So I don't know what that was about. Interesting. Okay. So Scorpio, who are we in now? Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius. Oh man, my incense died, huh? Let me light another one real quick. The other ones are too much, so I don't like using the other ones unless I'm really, because they just fog, like the whole room gets way too smoky. And then these ones don't last long enough, but it's fine. Okay, Sagittarius. Life is demanding without understanding. Which one's that? What song is that? Is that understanding? I think that's how it goes, right? Which card was? Oh yeah. Okay. I like how the incense smells too. Yeah, maybe I needed to clear the energy of something, maybe some stuck energy or something. But oh, I love this card. The plan allowing, right? So Sagittarius right now, maybe just allowing things to happen. Encourages, sees the potential in, clarifies, gives hope to, compensates, insults, temper. So be careful. Oh, into it. Okay, so I read that. Maybe some of you have been insulting someone. I don't know. That's funny that I read it as insults. Into its tempers, response cycles, grows, realizes, rewards. Maybe you felt insulted by someone. Maybe you insulted someone. So I don't know why that popped up, but I like it. Encourages, right? Yeah, maybe that's the lesson, right? Encourage rather than insult, right? Maybe they are asking you to be in a more compassionate, maybe allowing others to grow at their pace too. Maybe you were dealing with wow, I felt a pain in the neck again. What in the world? Some of you are getting those kind of things. Maybe that's why allowing, because you were taking on responsibilities that you didn't need to, that weren't yours to take on. So why burden yourself with something that the universe wasn't even asking of you, or others weren't asking of you? Sometimes it's about knowing, allowing, you know? Wow, I like this. I love this card. You're not behind, you're just on a side quest. Maybe you were on a side quest, right? And you felt behind and you were feeling stressed about that. Hmm. Why is that carrot there? I never noticed that carrot. Maybe you've been eating carrots. Maybe you're eating a carrot as you're watching this. Maybe you like Bugs Bunny. All those things popped in my head. Maybe you like playing video games. I don't know. 47, right? 47. I remember last time it was very synchronistic when this card came out. Okay, so allowing, you were on a side quest. What else? You like carrots? Let me see what else. Follow the carrot, right? That reminds me, maybe you were following the rabbit, like in the Matrix. Maybe you like the movie The Matrix. Maybe you just watched the movie The Matrix. Maybe you feel like this is all the Matrix. Wow, look at nothing else wants to come out there, huh? Wow, maybe you're feeling nostalgic right now. Maybe you've rekindled friendships, past relationships, something, right? Or maybe you're just in a nostalgic kind of mood, right? Remembering good times, remembering things from the past. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It made my gut light up. So it's not a bad thing, right? To remember good times from the past. That's not a bad thing. Wow. Wow. Maybe there was a past thing that, whoa, there's a lot. Look at that. They're all heart chakras, right? So all with the heart. Wow. So maybe something from the past was finally made just, or it's about to be. And it's gonna feel very like victorious, right? Like I feel like it's been a while, right? Something 6 years, 6 months, something that's I like it, right? But it's justice, right? Divine, like from the divine even, like it's justice. Maybe you're receiving something you've been working on for 6 years is suddenly gonna maybe you revisited something, right, from the past and it's finally gonna be yeah, there's even like an emotion. I felt like emotional with it. Like that's crazy. You might even cry tears of joy over it, maybe something like that. That's funny because it says allow. I didn't allow it, right? I'm like, I'm not about to cry for you on I was like, yeah, I was like, that's funny because I felt the emotions. I was like, like, but hey, some of you might get emotional over it, right? Even cry over something like feeling like, wow, finally the universe brought me justice, right? But yeah, it's gonna make your heart feel good, right? Wow, I feel okay. That's funny, right? See, I should have just allow whatever comes, but I felt like in the back, right? I felt like these that maybe you were stabbed in the back in the past. There was something that was unjust, right? Ten of Swords. You had a Ten of Swords moment, and something's gonna be being brought to justice. Wow. Maybe yeah, maybe financially even now maybe that had to happen, right? Like not had to, but because of it, you transmuted that energy, but you had to have strength, right? It was something that took a lot of strength. There's that Leo energy again, right? That's why now the victory card, right? It made you stronger even. But still, right? Imagine that after everything you could still be in this kind of Queen of Pentacles energy. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I feel like you were really stabbed like the Ten of Swords kind of thing. Wow, wow. Yeah, that's funny. I'm tapping into I mean, I've been through all the energies, but I don't need to feel all that, right? Like I'm feeling I felt like Sagittarius, right? Wanting to cry. I felt literally like a soldier going in my real quick. Like hey, I don't need to feel all that. Like it's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm still laughing about it. That's funny. Wow, yeah. So you just focused on work but it's all well deserved, right? See, sometimes those things build character, right? Like if you do it right, right? If you learn from the lessons and not stay in a victim mentality, like, oh, woe is me, why did this happen? And you're just like, you know what? I'm in pain, this hurts, heartbroken, whatever, stabbed in the back, but I'm gonna transmute this energy, right? Whether it's a like F them kind of energy or just a like, no, like, God has my back, the spirit world has my back. Whatever happened, it's fine. That's not a reflection of who I am. That's a reflection of what the other person was. And then that's it, right? So it's like you just focused on work and yeah, victory. I love it. Maybe something from the past that got stagnant because of whatever betrayal you went through. Uh Now it's coming back, right? Because it's what you deserve. You had a dream of someone eating carrots. Ah, that's funny. So they could see better. And that's what I was thinking. That's so funny that you're saying that because I was thinking that. Like I know when I was little, my mom always used to say, "Oh, eat the carrots so you could see good or something." That's so funny. Yeah, see the Page of Swords. Hmm. I don't know. That's crazy. I got like a two different energies, right? Maybe in the past you did deal with someone that was very harsh, but at the same time, it feels like you're in this energy kind of wanting to learn something new, right? Because this is also an intellectual card, right? Desarrollo intelectual, right? I think this is like a learning something new, right? And a page, right? Maybe you're starting something new right now that you're learning. So it's a double hit. This one came out with a double meaning that in the past you did deal with someone that was in this Page of Swords energy, but very like immature, sharp tongue, right? Didn't care. Maybe that, right? Like imagine it's like on those videos when someone gets caught cheating and then they snap, like, why did you follow me or why did you look at my phone and see that, all this stuff? And then, so whatever happened in the past was someone very heartless, right? Like, no, not worried with your feelings. Wow. See, my throat's, I don't know, maybe they're not happy that I'm sharing that, but hey, but it feels like now, so it's that double meaning, right? You probably dealt with someone like that. And, um, now you're in this kind of wanting to learn something new. So that's cool. I like it. Okay. So one more and then, yeah, the world. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. So whole cycle completed with that, right? I gotta do it. Yeah, the nine of right. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles already came out, but even this, right, more so, right? So yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, right? You were just working away. And yeah, the world, right? Success. Look at guaranteed success. Rec- recompensas, right? Or repayment, right? Justice. It's what's deserved. It's what deserved. So maybe that's gonna make you want to cry, right? The fact that you're gonna feel so like, and the Ten of Cups. What? Jeez. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. Financial security. Happy home. Maybe yeah. Like so. Yeah. So I feel like yeah, beautiful, right? And it's just wow. Okay. Let's keep it moving. All right. Yeah. I feel like you're gonna be so blessed. Yeah, you'll even be able to bless others. Six of Pentacles. So many Pentacles here, but it's beautiful that even the Ten of Cups, right? Wow, and six too, right? The Six of Wands, six of maybe that's significant, right? That gave me chills big time. Okay, so yeah, seven, right? The divine number seven. Maybe you're 52, maybe you're 25. Wow, 52. I just had a whole talk with somebody about 52, the number. It's very important in the Mayan culture, right? So that's amazing. 52. Uh so yeah, 52, 25. Maybe you're December 5th, December 7th, December 2nd. All right. Maybe you're dealing with someone with those numbers. Cool, I like it. I like it a lot. So okay, Sagittarius, hopefully that resonated. I would want that to resonate because seems like that's a good reading right there, right? I mean, yeah, you had to go through some stuff, but you know, the universe saw. Okay. Whoa, that one just flew out. Flew out. Capricorn. Maybe you're flying away on your spaceship. Complexity. Quincunx. Complexity. Maybe fitting the puzzle pieces. Hey Shirley, I didn't see what you wrote. It says message retracted. But hi, hope all is well. Um yeah. So maybe yeah, the missing puzzle piece has been found now. I don't know what that. I guess that must be the sign for complexity or what. In the world was that? Heard a little. Oh, my tablet. Wow, that's weird. Never does that. Those kind of sounds, but irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjusts, makes curious, educates, transfer. Maybe there's been a interesting energy there, complexity, but I think it's about embracing that complexity, right? Like solving the puzzles of life. Wow, that's literally what I heard in hello, it's a puzzle, right? Solving the puzzles of life in your way or I mean life is complexity, right? Somehow in that there is this popped out, so I might as well, right? That the mission statement, right? There's something you're meant to be that. Yeah, there's that kind of energy with you, Capricorn, complexity, right? You're not meant to do things how other people do them, right? You think outside the box, I feel, is what I'm being told. How come I didn't see that? Because I know Ascendant came out for someone else, or at least two other people, or one other sign. But that keyhole, right? It kind of reminds me of that, right? The missing puzzle piece, right? The key to unlocking something. Feels like you've been on some kind of journey, Capricorn. So let's see if they could clarify what that's about. Because let me see. Whoa, that's so funny. That one just flew on top of the thing here. Look at so your guide said no, you heard maybe. So pay attention at this time, right? If right now you've been asking for stuff and they gave you the answer, but then that kind of fits with everything I said about you not where maybe you even have that kind of rebellious thing with the spirit world or your guides or whatever, right? About well, right? That that kind of mischievous, like I know what you said, but right? So let's see. Okay, Capricorn. It's funny the star came out, so that's interesting. Maybe that's how you're being seen right now as a star, but it's like they're trying to guide you, but maybe you're not wanting to listen to, which I don't know. It doesn't feel like a negative thing to me that you kind of do things your way. Wow, look at that. Regardless, there's a justice in receiving. I feel like you kind of give the spirit world a slight headache, but there's something about there's a justice in it. Let me dig a little deeper and find out what that means. That's funny, huh? I don't. I literally said you give the spirit world a headache. Wow, maybe you is this you or you give your ancestors and guides a headache? That's crazy because I literally just said that, and then this card pops out. Maybe you're giving other people a headache right now. I don't know. You could tell me, Capricorn, if this is your energy or other people, but maybe because they don't understand you because you're just complex, right? I got chills, but I don't think if they don't need to understand you, they don't need to understand you. But at the same time, it is even your guides are kind of maybe they're wanting you to do things a certain way. Let me see. That's an interesting message. I don't know. I like if I actually stopped to think, I wouldn't have. But I'm glad I'm just saying it how I'm feeling it. Oh, okay. So there is something new, right? Maybe that there's a new opportunity for you, a direction that they want you to go. Maybe you're already going in that direction. It's just maybe you're doing it in a different way, right? And it's kind of like that. Like almost imagine that, like they're telling you like you're going to that place, but they're telling you, hey, please drive carefully. And then you're speeding and swerving, and they're like, you're making them have to work overtime to protect you. When it's like, geez, why don't they, like the headache, right? Like, I can't look, like, right? Like, so there's something, you're still getting where you need to go, but something, right? You're stressing someone out. Or imagine maybe, right, you're going somewhere and your mom's riding shotgun and you're scaring the life out of her, and she's like, geez, just can you drive a little more careful? I'm getting that, right? There's something about something in the way you're doing things, but it's not that it's maybe you don't have the ill intent. Yeah, look, oh wow. So there is someone that's not liking what maybe you have a partner that's not really liking the way you're doing things right now, right? But you are in this kind of Queen of Pentacles in it. So I feel like or there is that in the future, right? If you're not there yet. Because I felt that and then I didn't feel that. So maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you even have that gut feeling that, hey, this is going to lead to something good, but there's conflict because someone isn't on board with what you're doing, right? Friends, family, or significant other, kids, right? Maybe your kids are like, what are you doing, You're embarrassing us, mom or dad kind of thing, right? Right? Imagine like a parent wanting to be a TikTok influencer and the kids are like, no, like you're embarrassing. And you're like, no, I know what I'm doing, right? This is gonna be good. Kind of thing. I don't know. These are weird messages that are coming through. So wow, that's interesting. Yeah, look at it. So maybe you're doing creative things right now, and you're very stoic, and it's stressing people out, but you know what you're doing. Like grounded, right? You're feeling grounded. Okay, so yeah, look at you're taking a leap of faith. Maybe it's something new. That's why maybe you left your job and you're starting something new, and people aren't seeing what you're feeling or seeing or stuff, right? But you just have that leap of faith kind of energy right now. You got your yellow boots on and nothing's gonna stop you. Even the dog's trying to warn you, like, what are you doing? Look where you're going, right? You're gonna fall off the cliff and you're yeah. I like it. I mean it's an interesting thing. Obviously you're stressing people out and this and that, but Even your guides, maybe. It doesn't feel negative though. It just feels like maybe they are giving you like the easy way to do it, and you're just like, yeah. I heard that Avril Lavigne song, the why you gotta make things so complicated. So interesting. This just wow. I just had wow, that's so funny. That's crazy. But look at seven, right? So it feels like there's things being divinely guided. It's pretty interesting, right? So maybe you're January 7th, January 3rd, January 4th, right? Maybe you're 43, 34. Take it out resonates. And I think that's it, right? Maybe you have 43 guides that are like, man, this one's stressing us out. They all take turns to watch you and see how you, you know? I don't know why I said that. 43 guides. Maybe some of you really have 43 guides. That's pretty crazy. That's a significant number that have to watch over you. But yeah, I got that pain in the neck feeling again. Maybe you're a pain in the neck to the guides. Yeah, yeah, the bold way. So hey, it is. I mean, if you ever look at right, because Capricorn is the fish goat, so they technically don't have the little feet, right, or paws, or what are they? Hooves, right? Hooves. But if you ever see them climbing a mountain, it's like, how are you even standing on that little thing? It's kind of crazy to watch. Like, aren't you about to fall off this mountain and freaking die, right? But they don't. So maybe that, right? It's kind of a that's the way they do things. There's really yeah, yeah, that's the way they do things, right? The Capricorn, right? To climb to the top, right? But they're very determined. But yeah, it's probably making someone like have a headache about it. Okay, so that's it. Capricorn, Aquarius, right? We're almost there. We're almost there. Aquarius, Pisces. Oh wow, there's a few. Okay, let me try to hurry up. Okay. Second house, Aquarius assets. Maybe right now you've been concerned with your assets. Material world, possessions, finance, talents, values, solidity. Maybe you're trying to do a yard sale. You're like, what could I get rid of? Donate things, values, finance, talent, values, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, aesthetics. Right. So right now, you're probably really paying attention to all you're getting rid of your little costume wings you have, maybe, right? You're like, I don't even use these anymore for Halloween. Maybe they lost some feathers or something. Okay, so let me see. Wow, that's interesting. There's a card I haven't seen before too, but that says I'm splitting the deck for this one, but I'm not gonna pull that. Okay, so Aquarius. Whoa, man, a bunch just flew out. Aquarius. Wow, so maybe you've been over concerned with material things. I don't know. Vision board. Look at you can't manifest while you're miserable. You got your little crystals or candles, all this stuff, but trying to journal, but nothing seems to be working. You feel like this cloud is over you right now. Let me know if that resonates, Aquarius. Yeah, all these things just flew out almost like that. Like someone just I can't just throwing all the like that's how the cards just flew out, and then just that one flipped over. And it's funny because look it up there on top. It looks like papers kind of things just being thrown, like even the vision board, right? Like things just being wow, that's crazy. Ah, look at it as I split the deck. Feel like you need a yeah. I mean, I feel like that could be the whole reading right there. Look at the four, a death and rebirth kind of thing, right? You need a rest, and then it's gonna be like a leap of faith, right? I think maybe you'll get the answer while you're resting. I should just end it there, huh? Okay, we'll make it quick though. All right, Aquarius. Yeah, look at nothing else. I think that's the whole message. Rest, and then it's gonna come out. Wow, look it. There you are, Aquarius star. I think you'll get it once you yeah, I think you just need a rest. Too much pressure on yourself probably right now. Maybe over concerned with the material. Maybe that's the lesson the universe wanted to teach you. Like, stop being so focused on money. Maybe some people might even view you like, oh, you're being money hungry, you're this and that. And if that's not the right term, then don't take that word. Just overly concerned with money right now. Maybe it puts off that, and that's not even who you are, right? It's not that. You're just like, hey, I just want to have everything right. That like credit score, right? Someone that's checking their credit score, this and that kind of thing, right? Okay. So what else for whoa. Ah. Yeah, maybe once you rest, then there's gonna be an opportunity that presents itself, right? Then it's gonna be time, right? You're the fire horse. We're still in the year of the fire horse, right? So, but you have what it takes. You're the star. You just have to take some time to really, and it's gonna be like all those because there's the other deck, right, where all those little stars are like around the head, like all these ideas, right? Oh wow, I have all these ideas now. So once you rest, I think that's gonna be kind of the yeah, wow, yeah. Maybe after that, you're gonna step into this. Hmm. Unless you were in a relationship, maybe you were in a relationship with an Aries, even who knows? And yeah, maybe you're just still healing from something, right? Or maybe this person was like that too, and you both were just concerned with financial things, or there was financial disputes, right? Maybe now you're just in this the 5 of Cups came up, right? So you're thinking about past things, and there's already new opportunities, see behind you, but you're not looking. That's why you need to rest. Take some time to rest, heal, and then I think things will become clearer. Yeah, see, look at imagine that 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords. So see the same thing, right? This, there's already the new opportunities, right? And Scorpios go in right within deep, right? So you need to really take some time to rest. There's that 8 again that's been coming up, right? You're really not bound. You just feel like you are, right? So, okay, I think that's it. I think there's really not a whole lot. I mean, the universe, yeah, see, 9. So I think you just need to bring that kind of cycle to a close, right? But take some time to rest, and then, you're the star, right? If the universe sees you as the star, that means that you have all the potential and everything to manifest what you need to manifest through action as well, right? But right now you're probably still healing from something, or you're overstressing about that, right? Too many material things. Maybe you need to get rid of things, right? Because then clearing out that old energy, right? Maybe you have things still from a past partner, and that way you could get rid of them and move forward, right? So maybe you're February 9th, February 6th, February 9, 6, 3. Um, yeah, maybe you're 36, maybe you're 63. 9 might be significant, February, right? All that stuff. So, okay. Um, Aquarius, Pisces, right? Pisces or Aries? Who's first? Pisces or Aries? Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. Okay. Pisces. Now on Pisces. Let's see what comes out for Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. Surrender. Wow. I like those two little, it reminds me kind of like Ark of the Covenant kind of thing. So surrender 12, but 12 is like a very complete number too. I like the 12, right? 12 months, 12 hours, 12, all that. Subconscious mind, compassion, dreams, karma, forgiveness, baggage, trance states, The unseen, healing, spiritual development, guilt, prayer, Akashic records. Wow. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to the divine, Pisces. It's funny that that came through, right? Maybe someone wanted me to tell you that. Surrender to the divine. Oh, yeah, 312, your birthday. Ah, ha, ha. There it is. That's fun. Oh, wow. Whoa, that one just flew. Ah, I like this. You don't suck. You just haven't slept. I like that. You don't suck. You just haven't slept. Make sure you're getting plenty of rest and surrender to the divine, right? Well, it is divine, right? Our bodies need rest. And if we're not listening and we're trying to stay up on energy drinks and coffee, imagine that. See, so that's kind of a very similar thing, right? Surrendering to your body, surrender to the divine, because we are divine beings, right? So surrender to that, right? You don't suck. You just haven't slept. I like that. That's so funny. Look at that. Wow. I got chills. Yeah. Surrender to the divine. Maybe you're too much in action right now because I got chills on the masculine side. So I think maybe you're too much in action right now. Yeah, if you are, right? If not, then it's all good. I guess the other message, right? Still. Oh, wow. See? Capricorn energy. Maybe you've been too focused on trying to be stable, right? And feeling like your stability is coming from money, which it probably is, but it's just, that. If you need to rest and rest, right? Maybe it's just time management is important for you right now. What can you cut out to get that rest, right? Do you really need to do this? Do you really need to do that? Or you can rest? Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. Do the reading. I mean, if you feel it's gonna, maybe that is what you're meant to do, you know? Like this morning, I was trying to go back to sleep and something told me to do this all science thing because I had been busy, right? I hadn't had time to do it. Wow. Yeah, look it. Maybe I picked up on, I don't know, look it. There's that Eight of Swords. You're really not stuck with something that you think you are. And the Five of Cups is kind of the similar energy. Didn't they just come out like on the last reading? Man, I'm already like, yeah, so the eight and the five, right? Five is change, eight is kind of whether completing or karmic or something, right? So yeah, maybe you're already being shown what you need to do with something, right? Wow, all these cards did I know I was shuffling like what in the world is happening? All these same cards came out for who? Was it for Cap? Who did I just do? I don't know, but even the Four of Cups, there's something that surrender. Wow, okay, so maybe you're just not surrendering to like, hey, we got this new thing we want you to do. Hey, we got this new things we want you to do. Hey, you're not really stuck. You could get out of these binds. Something, I don't know. There's some weird energy here. Pisces with that. Or that, them just saying, hey, we just need you to rest, right? There's something. Why aren't you listening? Let me see. Wow, look at that. Wow, or when you finally do listen, look at maybe there's something creative, right? That's gonna lead to that 10. Who else got that? I think someone, wow, this is maybe that other sign or those other signs that got these. Um, that's crazy. Yeah, so yeah. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. I think once you surrender, and there you are, Pisces, right? So I think you should rest and maybe everything will be clearer. And sometimes you do need that, right? Like you need to wear yourself out because the same, right? I had been kind of not sleeping as good until I finally got so tired. Then just slept, right? And I wasn't even remembering my dreams. Like yesterday, there was a whole adventure. It felt like a whole nother reality. It was crazy because I was with all this group of people, and I even saw. And I was like, "Look," and I don't know what it was like a whole city. I think how they're trying to do those 15-minute cities, but it was like this whole city, and it was rotating. And I was like, look at that. Like, and I was telling the people I was with, I was like, look at that. People get so bored, they even have a rotating city so they could keep seeing like a different view. Like, that's what I told the group I was with. I was like, look at this rotating city because people get bored. I think that's what I said. I was like, that's funny, right? But it was like a whole rotating city. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And we were on some kind of adventure, the group I was with. So that was funny. Wow, strength. Yeah, I don't know. There's something just maybe you need the strength to let everything rest while you rest, right? Like nothing's gonna go anywhere. That takes strength to have the discipline to okay, there's that eight again, right? Wow. There's a lot of that eight energy of things needing to kind of complete, right? And for you, imagine that. Like them already telling you, hey, everything's gonna you will be super successful, everything will be good. Yeah, right. If you're too worried about stuff right now, like take a break, surrender to just the flow of things, right? Look at that. It's even like, wow, see, you even have haters, right? See, there's someone right there like looking, right? That's crazy. I don't know why that's always the thing. Like, oh, it's cool, right? Once you have haters, that means it feels like it's something that's deserved. Look at justice. But it feels like the universe is dishing out a lot of just things right now, right? So for those that felt they had been passed over and things weren't just, the universe is ready to hand out all kinds of justice, but just um surrender to, yeah, in your case, right, surrender to, so for some obviously it's action, but for you surrender and then you're gonna get things clearer. And I think that's it, right? Okay, so eight. Oh wow, of course, eight. 62, eight, right? 26, maybe you're right, so obviously the number 12 came out too, so there's all these, right, the 12. Maybe you're March 8th, March 6th, March 2nd, right? All these numbers, maybe you're 32, 63, whatever resonates. Yeah, okay. So on that note, Pisces, hopefully that made sense. And if not, it's all good. If that wasn't for your story, then maybe next time your story will come out, right? But what else? Aries, okay. Man, so I still need two more, right? Aries and Taurus, and then that's it. Let me start with this. Yeah, that Justice card is everywhere. I like it. Oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Brittany. I appreciate you. Aries, okay, love. So Aries right now, maybe love is on the mind, love is on the brain. I feel that, like I feel like the sacral chakra feeling. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. So I don't know if it's wow. I guess yeah, love, and then it's making your loins kind of feel stimulated. So, beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, style, right? So, maybe you're liking looking at the flowers right now. But it's funny that it has that. I know it's Venus, right? But it looks kind of Mars energy too. So maybe you're like a little more passionate for love. Like, Mars is the war planet. Maybe, yeah, that's interesting, right? Maybe you're willing to fight for love, something like that. I got lightheaded. Wow. So that's interesting. Maybe all the blood rushed to your loins, right? Because that's why it made me lightheaded. That's crazy. That's crazy. Whoa. I got chills. I don't know what. Maybe that, right? Maybe unless you were in a connection, maybe you're in a connection right now that isn't kind of working out and you're feeling love. Some like you're like, you know what? Wow. And I hear all the sirens as this is coming out. Wow. Stop trying to save people who wouldn't share their snacks. Not worth saving. Wow. Maybe there's a stagnant connection you're in right now. Gave me a headache right here, so that's funny. Imagine someone that wouldn't share their snacks. Maybe there's snacks I'm even hearing. For some of you, it might be that intimacy, right? Might be the snack. That's what I heard, right? Someone that wouldn't share their snacks, male or female, right? Maybe, you know, your partner's like, nah, I'm too tired, nah, this or nah, that, or yeah, and it feels right. Like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So snacks are snacks. Take it how it resonates. Yeah, if someone won't share their snacks, they're not for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel that. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to. Oh, do I still have time to go to a yoga class? Burn off that sacral energy that I'm feeling through your reading. Okay. So someone won't share their snacks. Let me see what else. Okay. Wow, decision to make. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe like you know what? I need to find love. Ooh, that's interesting. Balance. Something doesn't feel balanced at this time. Wow, I keep getting that headache kind of thing on this one. Wow. Yeah, something's has come to a culmin. Is culmination the right word? I don't know why that word popped in my head. Something has culminated, culmination. I don't know. Cambios. Yeah, well, we already know what the tower is. I don't even need to read it, right? But yeah, just tower, right? So bam, 16 might be significant. 416. Wow, 4 times 4, right? 4 4. You might that might be your birthday. Who knows? Because that's 16. Two, right? Two came out too. Interesting. So the tower. Maybe you're in a loveless marriage, loveless relationship. Hmm. You were actually wow in the deck. I mean, I just went through it because I saw something upside down, but the Emperor was upside down. The Queen of Wands was upside down. That was interesting. I don't know when. Yeah, it looks like some of the cards got. Let me. Yeah, let me fix it before, because then I don't want things come. Man, when did the freaking deck even flip over? Wow, so that might be something, right? You feel, yeah, things are not like they're all over the place kind of thing, right? Things feel upside down, like, you know? That's pretty interesting. I don't even see when those cards flipped upside down. Damn, even the marriage card is like upside down, right? The Hierophant is often thought of like yeah, it looks like you want balance. You have to make a choice. Yeah, yeah, right? Because no one else's cards got flipped this bad. Jeez, what in the world happened here, Aries? So it's something like that, right? Maybe things I'm getting something, but let me pull out the cards for that. It feels like you made a choice that it didn't turn out the way you thought it was gonna turn out. That's what I heard, literally. There was something so something you're in right now didn't turn out the way you thought it was. Wow. So now you're thinking about something. Now see? So that's why yeah, I was like, let the cards say it, but yeah, it feels like there was something and now you're having nostalgic memories of something that was probably a lot better than what you thought it was, right? That kind of thing. So that's what I'm getting. Or just things from the past, right? Or thinking about happier times, right? Sometimes it's not, right? Like I've met more and more people like that, and those are crazy. I even worked on a show once that that's what it was, right? It was a true story of this lady, and like, man, all her husbands had died or stuff like that, and it was crazy. Obviously, it's like, so sometimes there's things, um, yeah, right? Like remembering, like, wow, but hey, the Wheel of Fortune, wow, that's interesting. It looks like something has completed. Maybe you learned the lesson, right? Maybe that was a lesson you had to learn about appreciating things, right? It's like even leaving a job, right? So I could give that example too, right? Like having a job that wasn't that bad, and it's just like maybe it was something within you, right? Something internally within you that you were uneasy, you probably needed to take a break or something, right? And then you leave, and then you get in this horrible situation or something, and you're like, man, it wasn't that bad, right? So maybe there was a lesson there you had to complete. It seems like if you learn the lesson, the Wheel of Fortune might be turning in your favor. Like it literally feels that more for the majority. If there is some that you're on the other end of that, I feel like it's a minority. But there was definitely a lesson that you had to learn with that, right? Definitely. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if this is your energy, but someone was a win at all costs kind of things, right? Would you rather be happy or be right kind of thing? If you chose I'd rather be right, then maybe that was part of your lesson to learn, right? Or now you're dealing with someone that's like that, right? That you can't even communicate with because they'd rather be right than happy. And maybe that was something that you had to learn, right? To be in that energy because maybe that's how you were. So they're mirroring you, right? And it feels like a burden. Wow, 10 again, but this is complete, right? 10 with the Wheel of Fortune. If you learn your lesson, you know, there's a lot of things to be said about gratitude, right? So there's definitely gratitude I'm getting. And that's the first card that came out in this whole thing today, right? I'm gonna have to read the book after. I just don't know where my glasses are. That's why I was like, I'm not gonna read it. But the very first card that came out in this all signs was the card of gratitude. Grandfather, son, sacred fire, gratitude. Wow. I mean, I know you're not the last thing today, but I mean, you are the first sign. So if I would have done it in order, Aries, to whatever, to Pisces, yeah, it would have been right, the 10, right? So you're overburdened right now with everything. But look at that. The sun, bam, right? If you learned your lesson, there's a 10 again. 1 and 9 is 10, right? So a lot of 10, 10, 10, right? 10, 10, 10 energy. So if you learn the lesson and look it, and then right, if you get what the universe is trying to show you, if you learned your lesson, and then the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like it'll be a good time for you, right? It's all about learning lessons, right? And then comes this era of prosperity. And even that, right? The nine, the fact that it was a 9 of Pentacles is because once you complete something, right? Then comes this little birds will be landing on your hand, all kinds of stuff, right? Pooping on you for good luck. Maybe you don't want that, but hey, that's what's gonna happen because I told you. All right. So let me see. Anything else? I think that's it, right? I don't really think that there's anything else. Yeah, look at that's it. No other cards want to come out. So I think that's kind of the message. Oh, wow. Yeah. Maybe it's time to take action with that, right? You're the fire horse. So, okay. Let's see. Numbers 6. Wow. And that's that. Yeah. That 6, right? 6. So maybe you're, again, right? That had came out. I said that. 4. So maybe you're 4-4, 4-2, 4-6, right? So maybe one of those, right? Maybe you're 24. Maybe that's something important, right? 24 hours in a day. Use them wisely. Maybe you're 42. 42 laws of Ma'at, right? Maybe that's important. Maybe look at that, right? Interesting. Okay. That's funny that stuff popped in my head, right? 42 laws of Ma'at, 24 hours in a day. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Last but not least, Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. All right, Taurus. I know. Happy birthday, Taurus. I know it's your birthday already, but Gemini, it's their birth date starting tomorrow. So, but hey, you're a cusper. You're a cusper, right? What is that right there? What is that you put, Brittany? Is that a little donkey? That's funny. Ah, they're a donkey. Someone want to share their snacks. They're a donkey. Yeah. Okay, so Taurus. Yeah, so that was crazy. That was interesting. But yeah, I mean, positive overall. I don't think there's really been any messages right now that feel, because they're all like just, hey, there's all this stuff waiting for you from the star. What? Did this really come out again? Maybe a lot of you are about knowing your purpose right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to reshuffle this, but I have to show it just because. But yeah, ascending, right? Maybe. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you. Ty Bazil, plain hands good. Plain hands type. I have to check it out. I don't know what song that is. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, thank you for joining the membership, Brittany. I appreciate you. That's funny. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The donkey song. That means that I had put him there then. I didn't even remember. Okay. So, for Taurus, the same, right? Maybe you're very like sure now about like your mission, right? You're picking out a wardrobe that goes with that. Let me pull out another because this had, well, I mean, man, you being the last one and three came out. So, but I guess since it was two that had came out, I was like, I don't want to. I mean, I know I shuffled, but allowing to, right? Taurus, like Pisces, I think it was right about. Oh no, no, was it? Someone got allowing. I forgot who, right? But allowing. So Taurus, right? Your mission statement, allowing things, right? And the moon. So the moon is in maybe feeling your feelings, right? It's okay to feel your feelings. The seashell might be important for you. Taurus, pearls, seashell, the moon, feeling your feelings, instinct, nurturing gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning habits, femininity, right? Embracing your femininity. Femininity. I don't know why. That's always one of my favorite words, femininity, but it's sometimes I guess could be a tongue twister if you say it fast. Lineage, privacy, embodiment, emotion, sustenance, self-soothing, moods, mother. Wow. I don't know. Maybe some of you have mother wounds that you have to work through, Taurus, right? That could be something there. So feelings. Feelings allowing, right? Allowing feelings and then ascendant, right? Maybe knowing your ascendant. Oh, ascendant. So is ascendant tied to your mission statement? Because that's how the world sees us, right? Our rising sign is how the world sees us. So that would make sense, right? I think so. Oh, Sag got allowing? Okay, okay. So they got it. Like maybe, yeah, maybe you have Sag in your chart. There's something there, right? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, well, I guess you got spoiled because you're the last one. Taurus. So all those three, right? Let me see. So that's your birthday thing right there, Taurus. But feel your feels. If you're feeling something or there's something with a mother wound you need to figure out or heal from, it's okay. Wow. So maybe you thought you were on this twin flame journey, right? And it was more like cautionary tale, red flags, burn. Wow, twin flame. He ain't your twin flame. He's your cautionary tale. So take it out red. She's not your twin flame. She's just a cautionary tale. He's not your twin flame. He's just a cautionary tale. Maybe some of you were connecting with someone. You were like, "This is my twin flame." That's why they're so toxic. That's why this is the relationship. Man, I just seen that thing worst ex ever on Netflix, and that was crazy. It was just sad to see that. And this dude ended up killing two women, right? When all of a sudden, like when all along, people were already warning, right? Um, yeah, and he didn't even care, right? He was even with some guy, and he tried to kill him. Even like this dude was just like, yeah, worst ex ever, right? Pretty interesting show. Yeah, so for some of you, yeah, heed the warning, right? If you see something nowadays, it's all that whole, oh no, that's my twin flame. They're supposed to do this or they're supposed to do that, and it's like, dude, are you nuts? I know it's not people, it's the fact that it's the culture of today where everything's like, you know, they make it more acceptable because people are like, oh yeah, the twin flame journey. And I think when it's your twin flame, but wow, look at that. Wow, see? So there's probably a new connection coming in, and you were thinking that this other thing, this relationship from Hal was like your twin flame because oh yeah, the twin flame journey is supposed to be like this. And look at so once you finally and yeah, maybe you need to purge that, right? Maybe you need to purge that. Maybe it's a mother wound that allowed you to stay in that kind of energy, right? Maybe you had a mother that was kind of like that, right? It could have been a narcissistic relationship. Maybe you had a narcissistic mother that, or parents that are like, I mean, this is mother, so maybe it was a mother wound, and so you thought something was normal when it wasn't. You accepted it because that was your normal, but if you learned your lesson, and maybe that was your mission statement, you went through it so you could teach others, right? Allowing. And oh, my nose is itching. So there's like a message definitely coming through. I feel like that's just extra confirmation that someone needed to hear this. Cause my nose started itching. It hasn't itched this whole 2 hours that I've been on here. All of a sudden, it's just still right. I'm tired of like going like that, but it's still itching right now. That's crazy. So yeah, there's something beautiful coming in. Maybe that's part of. Okay, there I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, so yeah, there's maybe someone's gonna reach out to you, something like that, right? Whoa, that one just flew out. But that's funny the way it flew out. For some of you, when this thing comes in, right? That cup, when someone comes in with their cup, be careful, right? If you're in this energy still and you haven't healed, so I would say right now take advantage. And if you haven't, that person hasn't came in. If they already came in, well, it's you that's not seeing. Wow, my right eye started twitching. That's crazy. So if this comes in, wow, my right eye started twitching. Okay, let me see real quick because I I just clearly wants to get first the itch, then the eye. Okay. Twitching, incoming good luck, incoming good luck. Wow, a shift in energy or awakening of your intuition. Yeah, so wow, incoming good luck. So this is probably gonna feel very lucky. So don't feel like, oh, this is too good to be true, and you're in your poopy pants energy and you don't want to accept it, right? Look at that, the 6-9. So maybe it is a cancer you're gonna be connecting with, or it's just gonna feel very balanced, very reciprocal energy, reciprocated, and you're not gonna. If you're in your poopy pants, you're not gonna want to take it, right? But I got all the signs, right? The itchy nose, the twitching eye, which I didn't even know meant incoming good luck. So yeah, I think that's it. What else do I need to say to Taurus? I think we could end it there because whoa, okay. I guess not. Yeah, yeah. It was about looking right, going towards calmer waters, right? It wasn't a twin flame, or if it was, whatever. If you want to say it was a twin flame, why it's toxic? Why would you, right? Like who in this today's culture of yeah, wait for them. There's people, yeah, I remember when I started becoming aware of all that and people being like, oh, my twin flame, but right now, well, they're married with all their kids and stuff, but what are you waiting like? What are you waiting for? For like a house to fall on the spouse, and then God forbid, right? Like, but what is that, right? Like, it's crazy, right? And hopefully, if you're one of those people, you didn't get insulted by that. Maybe if you did, well, I don't know what to say. But yeah. Anyways, look at victory, the lovers. Wow, like you can't even make that up. This is crazy, right? Yeah. Wow, yeah. So Taurus, wow, it's a good time to be a Taurus if you just make sure you don't stay in this poopy pants energy, right? Heal. So if you need to take some time, heal. There's a lot of fours here. I don't know why. Maybe four. I don't know. Maybe four is significant. I don't know what that's about. Holding on. Maybe this is an energy the energy you were dealing with, right? Maybe a Capricorn, maybe a Cancer even. So maybe that's why you might be like hesitant, right? Oh, I already dealt with a Cancer, but this one's different, right? This one's different. This is not, so don't let those things, right? Like someone that's, oh, I'll never date someone from because of their sign again, and then that's the person that will make, like, you're gonna feel like it's all, yeah. I think now you'll have the knowledge to know, right? The high priestess and the moon, that you could see past the illusions. That's what I feel this represents in this case. The high priestess and the moon, like you'll be able to see through the BS. Trust yourself, right? I think that this was all like an initiation. Yeah, like you probably wanted to go through this so you could learn, you know? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, it's a great way to end all. Yeah, it feels very strong, powerful lesson initiation that, I mean, to be the high priestess, right? To be able to see past all the illusions, which the high priestess already represents, but it's just like they're putting that extra emphasis on it, right? And I was drawn to that this even adds up to 11, right? Like, and it even looks like the two, um, like the, man, why am I drawing a blank? The columns that the high priestess is sitting between look like an 11 too, right? Like a doorway open, right? Like a secret doorway that you were able to step through, right? The keeper of the door, like the knowledge, right? You have the keys now. So almost like, yeah, maybe not that you should be thankful to whatever this person put you through, but they were part of your universal lesson, right? For something that you needed to learn. I like it. So on that note, I think I could end it there. Let me get roll the dice real quick. So yeah, when this new connection comes in, it's gonna feel very lucky, very like nah. So just don't be in that poopy pants energy, right? It's like a huge blessing. It feels like it's not gonna feel real. And there, wow, this man, are these trick die or what? I know that other numbers have came out, but the 62 again, the 8, the 2 and the 6, right? The 2 is, I hadn't looked at it, but for you, it I feels like that, right? Like the, well, the 6 victory, also like the home life, right? The the 2 for the, like the 2 of cups, right? All that stuff. So wow. Just extra confirmation, right? The 8 even, right? Like something's been complete. So maybe your when is Taurus season? It's May, right? So May 2nd, May 8th, May 6th, maybe you're 26, maybe you're 62, right? All that stuff to get out resonates. I even heard maybe 2 times 6, right? 12. Maybe 12 is significant. May 12th, even. So yeah. Whew. Well, what did you, oh, you said 5? Ah, yeah. Well, 5 is the number of change. Maybe they need to hear that too, right? But yeah, Taurus, yeah. 2 and 6, yeah. Yeah, there's bit was so many 2 and 6s. I gotta look back which ones had it. Well, I'm gonna put the timestamps right now anyway, so, but that's crazy how many signs got the 6 and the 2. But I think it's for that 8 thing, you know? Ah ha ha ha, right? If that was the lucky numbers, I'd win every time, right? Maybe I do need to go to the casino. But yeah, on that note, well, thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate you. Internal Intentions, Billy Bob, Foster Town, right? Who else? Who else? But yeah, I'm gonna put the timestamps too, so anybody just tuning in or anybody that is listening. Hopefully you press like on the video too, right? Because for the people that watch, yeah. Shirley too. Thank you for tuning in, Shirley. Oh, I didn't even see that. I was just about to ask what sign you were on. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Brittany, for putting the signs we were on and all that. And yeah, thank you. And on that note, I'll end it there because I gotta put the timestamps. Um, yeah, and all that good stuff. So I'll see you all soon. And thank you to everybody for tuning in and have an amazing day.